First of all, I want absolutely no comment on my hair. I ran out of dry shampoo. So we're dealing with a little bit of a grease ball moment, and also I've had it up in a clip all day, so it looks a little wild. The writing slump has hit really hard, y'all. So it's time for a fun video, just because. Hello friends, my name is Katie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a writer's quiz. I found this quiz off of Kris MF's channel. She is an Authortuber here and I really have been loving her videos. I'm kind of obsessed with her aesthetic. I will leave the video that she did this quiz in as well as her channel linked down below if you would like to go check her out, and I highly encourage it because I've been loving her content. Anyway, about a month ago she did a writer's personality type quiz and I decided I wanted to do that because I'm in a massive writing slump and I just want something fun to do. So we're gonna be doing it together and you can take this quiz along with me and we can all just have a good, fun, funky, fresh time. So let's get into it. So this is the main thing. What type of writer are you? Take the quiz and find out which great writer are you most like? What are your strengths and how can you better use them? What are your weaknesses and how can you overcome them? I have no weaknesses, obviously. Just kidding, I'm full of weaknesses right now. I'd love to know how to overcome my writing slump. There's 8 types. I have no idea which one I could be. I've also haven't looked very closely at them. There's the inspired writer, free-spirited writers, probably not me. The eternal writer. Maybe that's me. I know maybe that's what people would think that I am. I guess we'll find out. The logical writer, not me. The savvy writer. No, I wish I was this. I wish I was a savvy writer. Maybe I'll become closer to that. The closet writer. No. Considering I have an entire channel dedicated to me talking about writing and I got a degree in writing, I would say this is not me. Literate writer. I mean, maybe. I've never heard of Peter Mayle though, so I'm not optimistic about that one. The hesitant writer? Probably not. I write a lot and very, very quickly. The innovative writer, which is a picture of George R. R. Martin and I kind of low-key hate him. Which may be unwarranted, considering I don't know how much of a hand he had in his own show, but if that's the real ending of Game of Thrones.
Martin dead to me.
Let's just jump right into the quiz, figure it out, we'll talk through it. Hopefully this will be an entertaining and funny video because hopefully I'll crack a joke or two. Let's take the quiz. Oh, what type of writer do you think you are? Ooh, this is hard. Guess. Oh my gosh, I think I'm probably the eternal writer. That's the one that hits the closest, and that's what I think y'all would probably say that I am, so we'll go with the eternal writer. 31 questions. I should note, I did not watch Kris MF's video for this yet. I'm gonna watch it after I do this because I didn't want to spoil the answers and the questions, so I don't know. Are you an organized person? I prefer a creative mess. I'm messy, it's a problem. I'm pretty well organized. I have a knack for seeing how to quickly and effectively organize anything. That's not me, and also not pretty well organized, but I would also say I'm not a problem. I'd say I prefer a creative mess. Is that just me being optimistic? Perhaps. Are you a technical or nonfiction writer? No. Are you an avid reader? Yes, I love to devour books, always have. I love to read, but don't have as much time for it as I'd like. I like to read, but I'm more about action, and I don't read magazines, so I'm just gonna not even read that one. Between, yes, I always devour books, and I love to read, but I don't have as much time. I would have said I love to read, but don't have as much time if I was still in college, but I think I'm more in my devouring books stage. So I'll go with that one. Are you an artist? No, I don't ever draw or paint, but I do consider myself an artist as I'm obviously a writer and I do like graphic design and like digital organization. Because I can't actually draw any of the shit, but I like to actually like organize it and like make fun things. I love making thumbnails. It's like one of my favorite parts of doing YouTube videos. Obviously, I love my
Creative editing.
that sometimes gets a little crazy and chaotic and I don't know if you'd call that artistic, but you know, we'll go with it. Are you a writer? Yes. Oh. My work has not been traditionally published. I'm gonna go with yes, words are life, because as much as I would like to be manifesting a traditionally published deal, considering I don't have an agent, I feel like I should not be picking that one. So we're gonna go with yes, words are life, because at my core I'll always be a writer. It doesn't really matter if I'm published or not. I think I will always be writing. It's like my thing. It's the only thing in life that I'm good at and enjoy doing regardless of how old I've been or like how long I do it, you know? Why do you write right now? Don't make a living. Don't want to do that. Ooh, that's kind of what I want though. I want to bring books on the market as a source of income and will do anything it takes to get my writing abilities where they need to be to see that happen. I mean, yes, but I mean, I guess that's the one I have to choose because the other ones don't really fit. I don't make a living off of them. I don't have much experience with creative writing, which it is very much my life. I'm not creating things for a little person. I don't know what that means. Little person in my life. I don't know if they made a child or a dwarf. I'm gonna go with a child, but my first thought was Gimli from Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. So I'm gonna go with bringing my books to the market because I would love to be a sensation. Are you in a writing group or class? Okay, the R implies that I am currently in one. I'm not, but I was. Does that count? I'm going with yes. Do you have a website? No, I mean, yes, but no. Again, does this count as a website? YouTube space count as a website, I guess. I'm gonna go with, I have several websites and I'm always looking for new ways to improve what I'm doing with them because while I don't have a traditional website, I do have YouTube. I have dabbled and thought about dabbling or continuing to dabble in TikTok, and I have an Instagram. And while those aren't like traditional websites, they are social medias, so I feel like, how often do you write? Yeah, the first one, I don't even have to read the rest. If I'm not at the computer typing, I usually have a pad of paper and pen. I'm almost always writing. Yeah, pretty much. Although this one's funny. I think about writing more than I actually write. That might be me right now considering I'm in a slump, but we're working on it. So Pinterest counts as writing, right? What do you love to do? Ooh, writing it and the first draft, probably. Editing and rewriting, no, I don't love to do that. It's a necessary evil. Illustrating, again, have no artistic talent. Outlining the story, genuinely no, again, necessary evil. Coming up with the idea, that one's close, but I'm gonna go with writing the first draft because I am a drafter by heart. What is your weakest ability, the thing you need most work? Ooh, oh, again, I'm gonna go with outlining. Outlining feels the one that is, I think I need the most work on because I don't think I fully outline to the best of my ability or in a way that's actually going to help me, but that is a skill I would like to work on. So I'm gonna go with outlining the story because I'm a pantser, or was a pantser. I'm a reformed pantser. What do you love to do part 2? Ooh, means I get to pick another one? Oh no. Creating great characters. I do love to create characters. I'm a character creating whore. Writing strong dialogue. No. Building compelling plot points. No. Establishing this editing. I mean, yes, I love to world build. I love setting. I love to write about setting. Actually, one of my favorite things to write about is weapons and like fighting styles, but that's not one of the answers. So we're gonna go with creating great characters. What is your weakest ability? The thing you need to work on the most. Dialogue. Because once I can like build the plot points, I think my plots are interesting and I think I have interesting tropes and plot points, at least in my opinion. My dialogue could use some work. When do you write primarily? When I feel sad or upset, when I feel calm and relaxed, when I can focus, everyone's out of my hair, anytime, not sure, just sort of happens. At certain hours of the day when I've scheduled my writing time. I'm gonna go with anytime because I do write when I'm calm and relaxed. I write when I'm stressed or angry and sad. I can write anywhere as long as I have my headphones. I never write without headphones in, listening to music. I have to listen to music while I'm writing. At certain hours of the day when I've scheduled my writing time. I did this in college when I had to because I had so many other things to do. But for right now, I'm gonna go with anytime. Where do you get your ideas and solve problems? Ooh, on the toilet. In the tub, bathing, in bed, all of the above and more. Not really sure. All of the above and more, really. I'm constantly thinking about writing. I'm constantly thinking about story. I'm constantly thinking about craft. So that's life. What is the most important thing? Writing. See what the actual answers are. Oh, they actually mean story craft. What is the most important thing? Character. There are no new stories. Character drives story. I have to agree. Plot. Without interesting action, you just have a character study. Well, I happen to really love character studies. So I think it's a balance of both, but character is close to my heart. Both are important, and then I think a balance, both is required, but plot is close to my heart. Part of me wants to say characters because I do love creating characters, but I also really want to create interesting and compelling plots, and I really want fast-paced books. Like I want to write books that you can't put down, so I'm gonna go with a bit of both, but character is the heart, because I think you need interesting characters to make people care about your plot. Oh, this is an interesting one. Do you think about merchandising possibilities when devising a story? Yes. No, I do. I do. Mostly merchandising in the realm of character art and fan art. I am obsessed with fan art. I've talked about this in a really old video I have of writing dreams, and one of my dreams is to have people who draw fan art of my characters and of situations and of scenes and stuff. Obviously I'd like to commission art, but I think it'd be really cool if people just like did it themselves, you know, like because they love the book so much. I think that'd be really awesome. That would like, but yes. I don't understand, this question disgusts me a little bit. I feel like that's really elitist of being like,
okay, well, my story, like, I don't have to think about marketing it.
Like that is kind of a cold and privileged and elitist take, in my opinion. To say that you're disgusted by thinking about merchandising for your book, like, come on, get over yourself. I don't know if that's like a cold or hot take or whatever, but yeah, I like to consider marketing opportunities. I mean, I literally make videos about my books. I make playlists with like snazzy intros so that you get like a feeling for the book. Like I've considered doing TikToks and such. It's all a part of the writing process for me personally. So do you feel able to properly market your book once it's available? This is a different question because I'm really bad at selling myself. I think yes, but I'm still learning on how to improve that, or sort of. I have some ideas, but I don't really know if they'll work. I think I'm actually that one because I know a lot of traditional publishing and publishing in general is about marketing, and you never know what's going to go viral. Do you feel the artwork in a book or on a book cover helps you sell your book? Absolutely, yes. Artwork and design for a book is essential. I love books, how they look and feel. I'm a fan of book design. Yes, you can't sell it if it isn't packaged right. I think all three of these is a yes for me, but I think I love books, how they look and feel. I'm a fan of book design. What helps you determine whether to read a book? If it's a New York Times bestseller, it's usually good. No. I mean, yes and no. The New York Times is obviously rigged though. I don't go by that. I look around for what I want to read, and when I find it, I get it. I mean, yes, no. If my friends are wild about a book, I usually read it too. This is true. I have very many friends who recommend shit to me and then I read it because they say so. I follow a couple of online reviewers and check their lists of recommendations. I do that. I'm an avid reader of certain genres, so I keep a lookout for those. Yes, this is also true. Oh, this is an interesting response. I cannot breathe without some sort of reading material at hand. I don't even know where or how to begin explaining how I decide whether to read something or not. Okay, that's a little extreme, but I kind of also understand it. I hardly ever read books. Nope. I read a wide variety of books, vlogs. Nope. I'm gonna go with I'm an avid reader of certain genres, so I keep a lookout for those because I do follow bookstagrammers and like authors and stuff who write books within the sphere of like things that I read. For example, fantasy, science fiction, queer books, the shebang. How would you describe yourself?
Striking.
Just kidding. Can't even take myself seriously in a video. A shy introvert, I generally keep to myself, and those closest to me. Social media enables me to chat without having to be there in person. Okay, I already know this is probably gonna be my answer because I literally edit myself and make me look much more extroverted than I am in reality. Okay, I'm gonna go with the first one because that one speaks the most to me. The other ones I think are true, but not when it comes to like writing and social media. I really think the social media and like Authortube has created a space where I don't feel as shy, but in real life I'm very much a shy introvert. How do you determine a story demographic? Literally no idea. I study the market and target a niche. I mean, yes and no. I try, but also if you're not passionate about your project and you're just trying to write for a niche, is it really gonna work out? I write what I want and hope it sells. Yeah, do that. Keep myself aware of what's on the market. It's in the back of my mind when I decide to pursue a story. That one is true. That's why I'm kind of worried and nervous about some of the ideas that I've been writing recently, but also at the same time, I kind of don't give a fuck, and the market's so unpredictable, and you'll never know what book talk will take off with, so. How's your spelling? Atrocious. I need a spell check to get by. Actually, I'm pretty good. I'm intuitively good, but sometimes make mistakes. I know all the spelling rules. If I'm not sure about a spelling, I just look it up. I have excellent spelling. I'm gonna say I'm intuitively good, but sometimes make mistakes, just because I go too fast. How's your grammar? I love language, not stiff grammar. I want to write books, not encyclopedias. That one feels like me. I love grammar, but I love language, but not stiff grammar. This is my tangent, my soapbox for the day, so there you go. A lot of the grammar rules that we have are important. I'm never gonna say that they're not, and you should know your rules before you break the rules, and make sure you break rules consistently. However, I will also say that a lot of grammar rules come from the 16 and 1700s when someone decided that English should behave like Latin and decided that a lot of rules for writing should be Latinized. Even though English isn't Latin, isn't even a Latin language. It's Germanic. So what were they thinking? I'll never know. So keep that in mind. Sometimes rules are stupid and they're for no reason, but if it keeps the book able to be understood, grammar is important. So I'm not a great grammarian, but try my best. Usually trust other people when they tell me that a comma is misplaced. How do you approach building character? Creating a strong character is really difficult for me. Nope. Creating characters is fun. I love the challenge, and the more complex they are, the better. It's very true. I carefully design attributes of the character before beginning the first story about them. I love doing this. That's also true. Okay, so it's one of those two. I think I'm gonna go with creating characters is fun. It's the challenge, because a lot of characters, when they come to me, are pretty formed. Like, they have the basis of them, and it's just about layering details on them and like plucking out the details and figuring out how these attributes and characteristics work together within the grand scheme of the narrative. How do you feel about writing dialogue? I hate it. I have a very hard time writing good dialogue. I do. I can speak, and so do my characters. I worry that they maybe all sound like me. I do not worry that. That is the thing about my writing, is I am very not self-inserty. I don't think I have a good view of myself, like a good perception of what I'm actually like, so I don't actually know if my characters are self-insert or not, but I don't think they are, considering how many Pisces I have as characters. So I'm gonna go with I have a very hard time writing good dialogue. How do you feel about establishing a world where your characters are? They do not live in their real worlds. I love the complexity of creating other worlds. that one. Do you join writing workshops, seminars, or classes? I'll go no, not since I left school. How do you feel about developing plot? Oh, I love setting up the beginning and having big problems in Act 2. That one feels correct. I have no idea how to plot a story. I do actually know how to plot a story, strangely enough. Develop a story plot, no problem. Action and 20 points are fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. I love the setting the beginning and having big problems in Act 2, but I'm mostly set up beginning and ending. Act 2 in the middle is usually, in the ether. When do you write? I feel like I already asked this question. When the inspiration hits? Nope. Every day at the scheduled time slot? I don't schedule time slots. I'm really bad with timetables. When I schedule it, but not daily. Every chance I get throughout the day, rather irregularly. If I'm awake, I just truck steady on. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna end up being the eternal writer, aren't I? I'm gonna end up being the eternal writer. See what my results are. Wow, this is taking a lot longer to load. Oh, there it is. Yep. Turns out I am in fact the eternal writer. Short description. You're a writer who has a solid overall grasp of what it takes to be a successful writer. Okay, well that's promising. Your knowledge of craft writing could fill books. Too bad I hate craft books. The problem is actually doing instead of thinking about it and planning for it. Oh no, I've been called out. Which is the downside of being a generally well-organized, well-read person. The eternal writer tends to be extremely intelligent and is in fact capable of doing anything they set their mind to. The danger is in giving up when you find yourself running into a wall, some kind of difficulty that could not have been anticipated. Okay, just come for me. Eternal writers can sometimes take criticism of their work too personally. No, that's the one thing that does not describe me. I take criticism very well because I was a creative writing and literature major in college and got a degree in that, so. You feel strongly that a balance of characters, plot to write, and compelling story. You're very well read and have a broad spectrum of interest. Clearly my reading comprehension isn't great though. Get ideas from everything around you, no specific times of day, no specific days required, any mood. That is true. You have a solid understanding of your market, but don't consider yourself a numbers cruncher. This is also true. Whatever is will be, but I do work hard to create content that I'll enjoy. So I think that's the important part about content creation. Any challenges faced in writing techniques are fun to you. This is true too, I do love that. I do love a good writing challenge. Apparently, Agatha Christie and Laurie R. King are the two that are famous of the type. Let's look at the detailed description. Oh God, that is a detailed description. Let me just read through it and then give you the highlights. Many eternal writers have a genius intellect, but you know from personal experience that doesn't mean that everything is necessarily easier because of that. If anything, it is sometimes an annoyance because people tend to disregard anything you do as something you hardly had to work at in order to get done. Yeah, things take a while for me. Eternal writers are people who typically like to get things done on their own, learning what they need to learn in order to reach a new goal. This is true. Do-it-yourself learner, very much. General interest in life drives you, and when it comes to researching any topic for the benefit of your writing, this is an enormous advantage you have over most writers. Never knew that, but sure. However, you may start realizing the truth of the old saying, no man is an island. I know I'm really bad at that, but luckily I have critique partners and people in my life who will help me with that. At the same time, fear of success tends to hold you back. If you're truly successful, then people start to expect even greater things from you. They want to know more about you, your personal life. Ooh, you know, all too often, the words you've said when taken out of context can be twisted into a completely different meaning. Some part of you isn't sure this is the type of life you want. But would you prefer to be seen as the typical flaky creative type? Probably not. Ooh, as the eternal writer, you feel the need to be recognized for your work. You want people who understand you and your concepts and thoughts, even if at some level you suspect they probably never will. Does that matter? You have a duty to use your abilities for the benefit of others, even if that actual benefit seems small to you personally. That's interesting. Aww. You probably don't realize it, but the words you say and the things you do have a great impact on other people, truly. Whether you realize it or not, you do have a particular kind of power, and you should put it to good use. I try to be benevolent. The reason it's important for you to realize that is because people need writers like you. You are the type of writer who inspires people and gives them hope, so do that. Don't underestimate the damage you can do to your readers by taking their hope away. I do worry about that. I do worry about fucking up with my writing. It's where other writers are, and you'll never know what you'll glean there. That's true. I've learned a lot from this community. Even if you don't learn new information, you'll be inspired to keep going, and you'll need that extra kick every once in a while. Just don't give up when you hit another wall. It's important that you keep going, and on some level, you know that to be absolutely true. Don't worry about what will happen if you do step up in your writing. Don't worry what will happen if you don't. Just decide what it is you want to do and do that. Overall, I feel pretty called out, a little bit betrayed by the fact that they read me so thoroughly. I feel like I was on CoStar, because CoStar reads me for filth every single day, but this is a good thing. Really enjoyed this. This was a fun quiz. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I took it. Again, if you want to watch Kris MF's video, I will leave it linked down below, as well as the link for the quiz. You can take it as well. Let me know what your results are in the comments if you do take it. Let me know if you were eternal writing buddies or what kind of type you are. Thank you for being in this community. Thank you for hanging out with me on this silly, fun little video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.